got a special guest for you right now. It's LaDarius Henderson. Let me paint the picture for you. 6'4", 309. He's a Michigan man, and when they say put a ring on it, he's got one because he is a national champion. Welcome into the show, LaDarius.
Thanks for having me. National champs, baby.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. I mean, look, I didn't even get to the playoffs in high school. In college, my team was terrible. You're out here, cashing checks with the NIL, winning national championships, playing under Harbaugh. Fantastic time. So let's start right there. You started at Arizona State. Then you came over in the transfer portal to Michigan. But I love the quote I read for you while you came over. You basically said, I want to play with the best. I want to challenge with the best. I want to go there and see what that offensive line is about. You end up starting at left tackle here. I love that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, my mindset going into that was really, if I can't start at the University of Michigan and play there, then how will I ever play in the NFL if I can't get past college, So I wasn't going to turn down the opportunity of a lifetime like that to play for Coach Harbaugh and play for a national championship, just off of a little competition. So I loved it. I loved the entire time I was there.
Let me ask you, though, take us back. How did this start? Because you were at Arizona State, I guess Coach Herm Edwards at that point. Where'd you go to high school, and how did you eventually end up as a national champion of Michigan?
So I actually went to high school in Waxahachie, Texas. It's a small town. I started playing football in 11th grade, and I got recruited. Arizona State was one of the teams that recruited me. Went there, started my true freshman year. I was 17. And played 4 years there, got to be the captain, and hit the transfer portal after this past year. I didn't really feel like I could get much more out of Arizona State, and hey, I think I hit the lottery with that decision.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff overall. National championship. So let's go through that season, because the one thing that we knew, Jim Harbaugh was sticking around because he knew he was a Michigan man, looking for the players that he wanted under him. And the way he built that program was fantastic. Almost old school football. Give me a dominant offensive line. Give me a dominant running back in the backfield. Let's play strong defense. Just day to day being around Coach Harbaugh. What was that like for you, LaDarius?
I mean, you learn so much football because this is a guy who lives, eats, breathes football. That's what he thinks about. I'm sure he wakes up and goes to sleep thinking about football. And he also believes in, like you said, that old school mentality of, we can do all this new tricky stuff, or we can stick to the bread and butter of what football is and being aggressive, and the more aggressive and dominant team wins. You got to win at the line of scrimmage. And although he's such a football mind, he does believe all of those, old school, quote unquote, old school philosophy. So it was great being around him and learning a lot from him, to be honest.
Yeah, and I there's no wonder. I mean, speaking with you here, it's no wonder that Michigan is a national champion. You guys had to endure a lot this past season there. I mean, you came in, right? I mean, adversity, guys that had been so close and didn't. I mean, you guys look like the most focused group I think I have seen in years in college football. What was it like in that locker room?
Oh, man, it was honestly, man, Coach Harbaugh says it was spiritual, man. But it's really stuff of legends just to go in there when adversity strikes, thing after thing after thing, and just the resiliency of the team. Because don't get me wrong, I went to Arizona State. I've been in locker rooms where winning just wasn't about to happen. I've come in the building after a five game losing streak, and everybody looks like zombies. And people are not used to playing 15 games in college all the time. And the when you see us coming to the building with so much juice and so much just vigor to win, wow. And just even with every little adversity we'll just hit, I feel like we were so headstrong in our ability to deal with it just based off of kind of how our offseason went with Coach Ben Herbert. But it was different, man. It's hard to explain, but it was different.
Yeah, it was Michigan against the world, which was interesting. You guys knew how talented you were, but the adversity, as Joe pointed out, was there all along. Now, here's the key component. Jim Harbaugh leaves the University of Michigan, a national championship, and goes out there to Los Angeles to be a head coach in the NFL. But I think you guys are in great hands with Sharon Moore. I mean, what he showed in those games of absence, particularly the emotion that he showed when you guys got that monster win at Penn State, you knew he was the man for the job. Talk about Michigan being left in the hands of Sharon Moore in the future there for the boys.
I've been around a lot of great people, a lot of great football minds, and I don't know if I've been around a smarter, more intelligent football mind than Coach Sharon Moore. I don't think there could have been a better person to get that job. I don't know if they interviewed anybody else, but I mean, if you interviewed for that job, you wasted your time because this guy was the man for the job. We knew it definitely after the Penn State game, but we kind of knew it all year long even before that. But just some of the things that he does, or this is what I knew. I'll give you guys this. So we're it's Penn State, and we're not ahead by a lot yet. So it's still the point where every snap still matters a lot for the win or the loss. And it's like 3rd and 11, and he calls a timeout, and we're over there in the huddle, and you see like the drone circling us, and this is the point where we're covering up. We're
Yep.
kind of making a mockery of the cheating thing, but we're covering it up, and he gives all 11 of us a specific assignment that's not just football. We have not practiced it this way, but it was also acting. This is what I want you to do so that they think this is coming, and I know that their defensive coordinator Manny Diaz will think that this is about to happen, so he'll check out of this and get into this, and so then we run this run play. Even though they think we're doing a full slide pass protection, it should be wide open and it should be a touchdown. And we had 20 yards to go, and Donovan Edwards runs in for a 20-yard rushing touchdown on 3rd and 11. So just things like that. Not too many people think the way he thinks. So.
Wow. In-game adjustments. Go figure. You got to love it. Again, you want to know why Michigan's a national champion? Here you go. It's pretty simple as far as that goes. I'm fascinated that you spent 4 years at Arizona State as a guard, and then you come to Michigan, and you got to make how big a switch was that for you to have to go to tackle?
Well, I played left tackle my true freshman year at Arizona State, which and I played for 2 years in high school, and then I played 3 years at guard. But although Pac-12 isn't Big Ten all the time, playing at 17 years old, it might as well have been the NFL because it was hard. So then I felt like when I experienced that, I wasn't going to go through many more things in college that were harder than that. So I just kind of going back to just studying the game and studying top left tackles and just seeing the footwork and picking the brains of guys that do it at a high level like Rashawn Slater. I felt pretty prepared to make that switch again going into my last year of college.
We're talking with LaDarius Henderson, national championship college football player at the University of Michigan, now entering into the NFL, which is a great way to start. And by the way, in that Penn State game, I believe in that second half, you basically said, you can't stop our running game. Good luck. We're going to run it right down your throats, which I know offensive linemen absolutely love. But let's talk about some of the changes here. Leaving Michigan, heading into the NFL, or at least the draft process. How's it been for you, LaDarius?
I mean, it's been mixed emotions. Obviously, you're like, man, this college football thing's over, but this is what you've been dreaming of. Like I said, I started playing football late, so it's not like I had this dream to be a college football player my entire life. When I started playing, I wanted to be an NFL player. So this is like what you've been looking forward to. You're so blessed to be a part of it, but at the same time, I've never really been a guy that's dealt with many injuries, and this job process, I've just been having like little small things that aren't like detrimental at all, but they stop you from doing like little things that you need to do for this process. So it's been kind of annoying dealing with little knick-knack things from a late season, but man, I just really can't complain at all. I really can't. Like, this is what I've been wanting to do for years now, so man, I really can't complain.
National champion, man. You never take that away from him, man. National champion. You'll always be that at Michigan here. It's not just you. I mean, a number of Michigan guys, including your quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, also getting ready for the draft here. So what was it like playing with him? He was your quarterback. He was your leader.
Oh man, I think he's starting to get a little bit more of the credit he deserves, but I also don't feel like it's as much credit as he truly deserves. I mean, Yeah, we weren't in an air raid offense where JJ's throwing 50 passes a game. However, the things that he did do for us, he did at a high level, and the way he led our team and the way he, rejected passivity when it needed to be rejected and just was the alpha male quarterback leader that this team needed to win a national championship and bring the best out of all 22. I feel like JJ McCarthy did that at a high level. And let's talk about how accurate he is. I just think did a phenomenal job, and he's a heck of a quarterback. So I think people are starting to realize that you don't have to have every stat in the stat book to be a good football player. But hey, I think he's amazing.
Yeah,
Amen.
he's been rising up those draft boards as well, which hopefully, LaDarius, you are rising up those draft boards as well, heading into the NFL. We had some time having some fun here talking with LaDarius Henderson, a Michigan man, national champion on his way into the NFL. Thank you for joining us this morning, LaDarius.
Thank y'all for having me. It was awesome.